ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ पञ्चमोऽध्यायः कर्मसन्न्यासयोगः। अर्जुन उवाच सन्न्यासं कर्मणां कृष्ण पुनर्योगं च शंससि यच्छ्रेय एतयोरेकं तन्मे ब्रूहि सुनिश्चितम्. Arjuna said, O Krishna, you praise renunciation of action or sannyasa, but you also praise karma yoga. Among two of these, tell me for certain which one is better. Brief note: this question that was asked by Arjuna is in reference to the end of previous chapter, that is chapter 4, where at the end Krishna says that one has to renounce action through yoga. Also refer chapter 3 for karma yoga. In this chapter and in the coming chapters, Krishna mentions yogi and someone who is united in yoga many times. A yogi is a spiritual seeker who is completely engaged in action, but he is completely detached and he is not concerned with the result of his actions. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Sannyasa Karma Yogascha Nishreyasakaravubhau Tayostu Karma Sanyasat Karma Yogo Vishishyate. Blessed Lord Sri Krishna said, both renunciation of action and karma yoga lead to the highest bliss, but of the two, karma yoga is superior to renunciation of action. Jnaya sanitya sannyasi yo na dveshti na kankshati nirdvandvo hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate. O Arjuna, he should be known as an eternal renunciate or eternal sannyasi who neither hates nor desires anything. One who is free from these pairs of opposites, he is easily liberated from bondage. Sankhya Yoga Pruthag Balaha Pravadanti na Panditaha Ekamapyasthitah Samyak Ubhayor Vindate Phalam. Childish and immature people say that Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga are different, but a wise person sees that both are one and the same. Person who follows just one of these obtains the result of both. Please refer to chapter 2 on details of Sankhya Yoga. Yat Sankhya prapyate sthanam tad yogai rapi gamyate ekam sankhyam cha yogam cha yah pashyati sapashyati. The state attained by Sankhyas is also reached by Karma Yogis. Whoever sees that Sankhya and Karma Yoga are one and the same truly sees because they understand both clearly. Sannyasastu mahabaho dukhamaptu mayogataha yoga yukto munir brahma nachirenadhigacchati. However, Arjuna, renunciation or sannyasa is difficult to attain without yoga. The determined seeker or muni who is well practiced in yoga attains Brahman or eternal without delay. Yoga yukto vishuddhatma vijitatma jitendriyaha sarva bhutatma bhutatma kurvannapi na lipyate. A person who is united in yoga, who has purified his mind, who has conquered his ego and mastered his senses, whose self, having become the self of all beings, is not tainted or affected by the action he performs. Naiva kinchit karomi iti yukto manyeta tattvavita pashyan shrunvan sprushan jigran ashnan gachan swapan shwasan. A yogi who is united in yoga and who knows the truth thinks, I do not do anything at all, while seeing, while hearing, while touching, smelling, eating, moving, sleeping, breathing. Pralapan visrujan ghrunan unmishan nimishannapi indriyani indriyartheshu vartanta iti dharayan. While speaking, giving, grasping, opening and closing the eyes, a yogi knows the truth that he is not doing anything at all, but it's only the senses moving among the sense objects. In other words, it's the sense organs reacting to the external sense objects. Brahmanyadhaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yaha lipyate na sapapena padma patramivambhasa. Having dedicated all actions to the eternal or Brahman, he who abandons attachment is not touched by sin, just like the lotus leaf that remains untouched by water although it resides in the water. Kayena manasa buddhya kevalairindrayairapi yogina karma kurvanti sangam tyaktvatma shuddhaye. The yogis, having abandoned attachment, perform actions only with their body, mind, intelligence, and even with their senses, only for the purpose of purification of the self. Yukta karma phalam tyaktva shanti mapnoti naishtikim ayukta kama karena phale satto nibadhyate. A yogi who is united in yoga after abandoning the fruit of actions attains eternal peace. Those who are not united in yoga are attached to the results of action and driven by the desire are bound. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashi navadvare pure dehi naiva kurvanna karayan. Having mentally renounced all action, the soul in the body sits happily with self-control in the city of 9 gates, neither acting nor causing action to be performed. Brief note regarding the city of 9 gates reference by Krishna. Human body is often called the city of Brahman, and this human body has 9 openings situated in the head region and lower region. Na kartrutvam na karmani lokasya srujati prabhu na karma phala samyogam swabhavastu pravartate. The Lord does not create sense of doership nor the actions of human beings in this world, nor does He create the link between action and its result. It is only nature that keep doing this. Nadatte kasyachit papam na chaiva sukritam vibhuhu ajnanena vritam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha. The Supreme Lord does not accept evil deeds or good deeds from any being. People are confused because this knowledge is covered or enveloped in ignorance. Jnanena tu tadajnanam yesham nashitamatmanaha tesham adityavajnanam prakashayati tatparam. Certainly, in whom ignorance is destroyed by the knowledge of the self, in them knowledge shining as bright as the sun reveals the Supreme within them. Tad buddhayastadaatmanaha tannishthastatparayanaha gacchantya punaravrittim jnana nirdhuta kalmashaha. Thinking on the Supreme, merging with the Supreme, firmly established in the Supreme, and solely dedicated to the Supreme, those people go to the place where one does not return with their sins purified by wisdom. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shuni Chaiva Shvapakecha Pandita Samadarshinaha. A wise person or a Pandita treats equally a Brahmana who is knowledgeable and humble, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and even someone who cooks and eats dogs. Ihaiva tairjita sargaha esham samye sthitam manaha nirdosham hi samam brahma tasmat brahmanite sthitaha. Even here on earth, rebirth is overcome by those whose minds are balanced or steady. The Brahman or the Eternal is flawless and equal. Therefore, they are established in the Brahman. Na prahrushet priyam prapya nodvijet prapya cha priyam sthira buddhira sammudha brahmavit brahmani sthitaha. A knower of the Brahman whose mind is steady, who is not confused and is established in the Brahman, does not rejoice when something pleasant is obtained, nor do they feel sorrow on receiving something which is unpleasant. Bahya sparsheshva saktatma vindatyatmani yat sukham sa brahma yoga yuktatma sukhamakshayamashnuте. He whose self is unattached to the external sensations and finds happiness in himself, united with Brahman, such yogi finds everlasting happiness. Yehi samsparshaja bhogaha dukkha yonaya evate adyantavantah kaunteya nateshu ramate buddhaha. O Arjuna, the pleasures that are born of physical sensations are the source of pain and misery because they have a beginning and ending. A wise person will not rejoice in them. Shaknoti haivaya sodhum praksharira vimokshanat kamakrodhodbhavam vegam sayukta sasukhi naraha. He who is able to endure or overcome here on earth before he is liberated from this body due to death, the force born from desire and anger, such a person, he is united in yoga and is a happy man. Yontah sukhontararamaha tathantar jyotirevayaha sayogi brahma nirvanam brahma bhuto dhigacchati. He who is happy within, who rejoices or delights within, who is illuminated or lighted from within himself. That yogi becomes one with the Brahman or eternal and goes to the place of Brahma Nirvana or peace of eternal. Labhante Brahma Nirvanam Rushayah Kshinkalmashaha Chinnadvaidha Yatatmanaha Sarvabhuta Hite Rataha. Those rishis attain Brahma Nirvana whose sins are destroyed, their duality cut through or removed, who have restrained or mastered themselves, and who are pleased to be engaged in the welfare of all beings. Kama Krodha Viyuktanam Yatinam Yatachetasam Abhito Brahma Nirvanam Vartate Viditatmanam. For the self-controlled munis or sages who are free from desire and anger, who have mastered their minds, who have realized the self, Brahma Nirvana or eternal peace exists near them. Sparshan krutva bahir bahyan chakshushchaivantare bhruvohu pranapanam samam krutva nasabhyantaracharinav. Having withdrawn from external contacts and with eyes fixed between the eyebrows, balancing the outgoing and incoming breaths moving within the nose or nostrils. Yatendriya mano buddhihi munir moksha parayanaha vigatecha bhaya krodha yah sada mukta eva saha. With sense organs, mind and intelligence under control, the munis or sages whose sole purpose is liberation or moksha, having cast aside and abandoned desire, fear and anger, is certainly liberated. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhradam sarvabhutanam jnatva mam shanti mruchati. Those who know me as the enjoyer of all sacrifices and austerities, that is, the enjoyer of all yajna and tapa, those who know me as the supreme Lord of all the worlds and a loving friend of all beings, he attains eternal peace. Om Tat Saditi Srimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishnarjuna Samvade KarmaSanyasa Yogo Nama Panchamodhyayaha.